come from Japan, China, or Europe, welcome to the Silicon Valley. For the local reporters who cover Silicon Valley every day, thanks for coming to our research office. The Renault Nissan Alliance has a clearly stated ambitious goal, which is create an automotive world in which there are zero emissions and zero fatalities. This is an objective which fits very well with our overall goal of having a sustainable mobility and mobility for all. This is a global priority, particularly for all our R&D activities. First, let me give you a quick update on zero emissions. It has been nearly a decade since we first committed the Alliance to pursue zero emission leadership. This started around 2005, 2006. As you know, there are more than 800 million vehicles on the world roads today, and that number will more than double to over 2 billion by 2050, following different, I would say, conservative estimates. If all of these vehicles are conventional cars powered by fossil fuels, you know very well, we make the maths, no matter how much we're going to improve the fuel efficiency, it's unsustainable. Our industry has a shared responsibility to change this. That's why Renault Nissan was the first car maker to produce mainstream, mass market, zero emission car, starting with the Nissan Leaf. We didn't start with the premium six-figure, etc. No, we want to go after the mass market because that's what's going to change the reality of the industry. We sold the first Leaf right here in the San Francisco Bay 5 years ago. We remain by far the global leader in EVs. We have sold more than 284,000 EVs worldwide. That's more than half the EVs on the world roads today. And we will continue to focus our zero emission efforts where they will have the greatest impact, which is on mainstream consumers, on families and commuters, on everyday motorists, young and old. EVs are important to our brand image. Obviously, the Nissan Leaf and the Renault Zoe have the highest customer satisfaction rankings of any one of our other vehicles. They also contribute to our overall increase in efficiency across our fleet. Whenever EV engineers reduce weight and complexity in the Leaf or in another EV, we can cascade the advances to the Nissan Altima, Renault Clio, and other models. Thanks to EV sales and engineering best practices, our corporate average fuel consumption decreased more than 36% from 2005 to 2015. And that will continue to decline as EV sales grow. Now let's switch to the other half of the zero emission, zero fatality, that's why we are here today. Our industry has a responsibility to minimize fatalities. At Nissan, we have seen fatal and serious injuries in our vehicle decline steadily over the past 20 years, thanks to our strong commitment to safety. Autonomous drive promises to reduce fatalities and injuries much further by virtually eliminating driver error, which is responsible, as you know, for more than 90% of all fatalities. Autonomous drive won't take the fun out of driving, as many people maybe imagine, but it will provide alternatives and assistance for when you are tired or when you have an urgent phone call, text, or email to send, or do any other things that please you into the car. It will help you change lanes on a highway. It will help you to park, a maneuver that accounts for a lot of damage to cars that erodes resale values. It will increase safety of city and suburban driving, one of the most frequent sources of accidents. We're also focused on how your life will change once your car has autonomous features. Today, the average European driver spends 300 hours a year in his or her car. For the average American driver, it's 750 hours a year. In the future, autonomous drive technology will give us back many of those hours that are now spent, I would say, unproductively. Imagine being able to check your mail, read the news on your tablet, take part in a video conference, just spend time with your passenger, your kid, your family, etc. That obviously requires greater connectivity in the car, and today you will get to experience some of the technologies that will soon be in our vehicle, and we obviously are curious to hear what you think about what you will be seeing today. I would like to conclude with a few words about the Alliance. The Alliance sells 8.5 million cars a year, the fourth largest automotive group by sales. As with our zero-emission fleet, our autonomous drive and connectivity technology is being developed for the mass market. Again, not for the six-figure cars. The mass market is where the impact will be the greatest, both in terms of cleaner air, less CO2, and greater safety. In 2014, Renault and Nissan converged our research and technology engineering functions. This enabled us to combine resources and build a tech tool kit for our brands. As a result, we expect both Nissan and Renault to begin launching new connectivity and autonomous drive features on our mainstream vehicles soon, over the next few years. In fact, the Alliance will launch more than 10 vehicles with autonomous drive technology in the next 4 years. Starting later this year, we will begin selling vehicles with single lane control, a feature that allows the car to drive autonomously and safely in heavy stop and go traffic on highways. In 2018, our cars will have multiple lane control to autonomously negotiate hazards and change lanes during highway driving. By 2020, we will have more advanced autonomous drive cars, including intersection autonomy, which navigates city intersections without driver intervention. And again, this technology will be available on mainstream mass market vehicles for families, multiple continent, not beta tested software on a few vehicles. This represents a remarkable evolution of the car and how we will use it in the next several years to come and beyond. I'd now like to turn the stage over to Asami-san and Yamaguchi-san, who can talk to you in a bit more depth about the technology you will experience today, and I'm looking forward to the Q&A afterward with all of you. Yamaguchi-san.